Hello everybody, and thank you once again for joining me on this here episode of the Rant Packs, where I rant for a few minutes, then open my weekly packs, plus a few more that I am going to buy with some gold. My name is Justice, my handle is Sarcantuna. Please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, deck text gameplay, and all of the events that we do every weekend here on Magic the Gathering, the Arena. Today I want to talk a little bit about handling the mana screw. It's been happening to me quite a bit lately, makes me a little more frustrated than I need to be. I'm going to open some packs. I want to cover some of my initial impressions of Ravnica Allegiance. Say hi to the kitty back there. And then I want to go over my wildcard strategy and what I'm waiting for upcoming. So first of all, my initial impressions of Ravnica Allegiance. Turns out I was wrong about Golgari. Golgari is still just as strong as it was, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a deck make it in February's, I guess they're calling a Magic Fest now, February's Grand Prix. It's going to be some standard play there by the pros, the card playing pros, like they play in paper in person. And I'm pretty sure we'll see a Golgari deck come through, and obviously some control. Esper Control is back in business. Teferi's quite the powerhouse these days. Mono White, I think, lost a step. I don't think they gained anything out of this set at all. And Rakdos Burn isn't as strong as Rakdos Aggro. Someone's going to figure that out with Judith and Spawn of Mayhem. Rakdos Aggro is going to be very strong, and I think it's going to replace Boros Aggro. I don't think Boros got anything. It actually seems to be a little weaker. There's a lot more graveyard management right now. And I think it with its, not the Crackling Drake, but Enigma Drake is a little weaker than it used to be. And there's a whole lot more removal now for smaller creatures, like Kaya's Wrath is coming to play, Cry of the Carnarium is coming to play. And we're seeing those take out a lot of aggro decks. So the aggro decks have to have something to punch back with, and I think they're going to see a whole lot of those. And I don't know why you wouldn't play like Cry of the Carnarium in a Golgari deck even, because it gives all the creatures -2/-2, and if your creatures can survive that, well, you get to keep them, and there's a good chance that they do. So I think that's going to happen. But until then, I am not spending any of my wild cards. So I've got let me just take a look here at my wild card count. I've got 10 uncommon, 5 uncommon, 6 rare, and 3 mythic rares. And until I know definitively what I should be spending those on, I'm not going to try and spend them on something or try and get too excited about a deck type. I did do some Rakdos and got pretty excited about it. But I kind of held back with actually spending my wild cards on it for now because they're pretty valuable to me. I am going to spend my gold. Okay, so I'm going to spend all 8,000. Well, I'm going to spend 8,000 out of this 8,300. Plus my weekly packs, that's going to give me 11 packs to open here in a few minutes. That'll give me extra cards, that'll give me wild cards, that'll give me progress toward the vault, or maybe some extra gems if I get any rares or mythics that I've already had, that I have 4 of. I don't think I have 4 of any rares in this new set yet, though. So it's just going to be, for me, additions to my collection, and that's all I'm looking for. I feel like I've got a healthy amount of the uncommons I need. I feel like I've got a good amount of a pretty good jump start by opening a bunch of packs on day one, and I don't need to save this gold for any kind of big expenses. I should be able to build up another 6,000 to 7,000 before next weekend's events. So my strategy is go ahead and spend it, and then start saving it again, and then we'll see what happens the weekend of the Grand Prix on February 15th. And then if I need to spend it, well, I won't need to, but I mean, if there's a cool deck that comes out that I just have to build because it's awesome and it speaks to me. Control does not speak to me. I don't like playing control style, especially in like the digital games. It's just too boring for me. I like aggro tempo mid-range style. I can do it. I feel like knowing how to play it is a smart move because then you will know how to beat it. But I do not enjoy it as much as other types of decks that I like to play. And then there's the mana screw. It's been happening to me. Either you get 2 mana, 2 lands, and then you get beat on turn 7 or 8 because you just can't play anything and it's just a miserable time playing, or all you draw is land, and that happens, right? That's just part of the game. It's a game of chance. I think one of the factors that makes it super aggravating is this. Let me hide my camera so I can show off my rank here. Here's my profile. I am Diamond Tier 4, right? The lowest tier in Diamond. It's okay. It's an okay rating. I mean, I'm free to play. I feel like it's kind of an achievement. The season ends in 3 days at the recording of this video, so I'm not going to have time to climb these ranks with the current system. The current system says in order for me to get to Tier 3, I would have to win 4 games without losing. That is too much, I think, and it really exacerbates the problem of the mana screw. Because if I had to lose twice, and think about this, if 2 losses reduced me by a pip, okay, and then I could win one and get it back, and then lose one and nothing happened, I have to lose twice in a row to lose a pip. That would make it an easier climb. I know people have done it. I know it's possible. I'm not saying that it's impossible and only people with the best cards do it. That's not necessarily the case, but it really would help me, as just the way I feel like the game is played, deal with getting mana screwed if that mana screw didn't cause me to lose a precious pip in the rating. That's what really frustrates me. And I think the fix for that is just to say, hey, it takes 2 losses in a row, not 2 total, but in a row to lose a thing. So that way I can lose one, I can win 2 and lose 1 and still feel like I'm achieving something. Rather than if you win 2 and lose 1, you go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then, at least for me, I'll lose sometimes twice in a row, and then I get nowhere, and that takes like 2 hours, and it's just a lot of time, and I don't like it all that much. But I think that's where a lot of, at least my mentality comes from, is that I not only do I deal with getting mana screwed, which happens in this game. It's magic. None of us. It's not a stranger to any one of us playing the game, right? We've been there, we've done that, we've seen it. It's just when it starts affecting my rating that starts to make me a little more upset than maybe I should be at this here video game. So to deal with that, I'll stop playing in ranked, and I'll do something else for a while, and rather than keep fighting it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can fight through it. It doesn't affect you that much. But if it starts to affect me, I'll take a break. And then other thing I want to do is let's spend some gold on some Guilds of Ravnica. Nope, Ravnica Allegiance. That's the new one, not Guilds. Let's do it. And then we'll open 11 packs here and see if we can't come up with something good. I'm looking for everything. Nothing is off limits. One more. There we go. Let me see. Does that bring me back? Capture the reactions. Let's see. 11 packs. Pretty good for a couple weeks. I've already opened 30, so 11's a pretty good starting point. Clamor Shaman. I might try and do something cool with goblins this expansion. Okay, there we go. Domri. Now I've got all the planeswalkers, at least one of all the planeswalkers in the new set. That makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. That was a terrific pull. Great. That was fabulous. Bellhaunt, Acrobat. Nothing awesome there. Wild cards are good. Cool. Especially coming up on the Grand Prix coming up in a couple weeks. That's terrific. Sky Tether? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Angelic Exaltation. That's not going to get played. Biomancer's Familiar. Do we need this? Oh yeah, activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. That's a fully adaptability there. And then you can tap him to give a creature the adaptability as if it did not have any +1/+1 counters. That's nice. Simic is strong with the dude that brings out more dudes just like him, and he does Urtag Goblin. Cool, cool. Carnival of Carnage. That's funny. It's like the Dark Carnival. Good old insane clown posse. It does 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to that permanent's controller, or 3 damage to target opponent. And then they discard 2 cards. That's not awful. Unbreakable Formation for 3 creatures you control get indestructible. That's pretty cool. This isn't bad. If you cast it during your main phase, so just your main phase pre-combat, they all gain indestructible. Or you could hold it just in case they play Kaya's Wrath and then they don't die on their turn. That's not bad. You either save them or it's a nice anthem, and it's a counter, not a +1/+1 to land turn. This is terrific. This makes me happy. I love wild cards. Archway Angel, too expensive. Precognitive Perception, that's a solid control card. I like that. Thank you, sir. I've got a cat over here, like, crying. Galloping Lizrog, it's a frog lizard. I might have overfed him. 3/3 with trample for 5. You may remove any number of +1/+1 counters from among creatures you control. If you do, put twice that many on galloping. So this is a Simic Ascendancy win condition. Seems from any number of creatures. Wow, that's pretty dope. I like that, actually. Another Unbreakable. Alright. After I just got through saying mono white didn't get anything, it looks like it got something. This actually doesn't look that bad. Why haven't I seen this before? I don't think anybody's main decking it anyway. Sunder Shaman. Sunder Shaman is certainly cool. Not a Smelt Ward. Although it's not bad. I don't like Active Treason. Oh, but you do have to pay the mana. If this was just like a tap and sacrifice him, I would like it a lot more. Although for 2 that wouldn't happen. But I don't know if I like paying the mana for it. Smothering Tide. This is terrible artwork. He's like throwing up the money. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they may pay 2. If it doesn't, you get, I don't know, a lot of enchantment removal right now. I'm not too excited about enchantments that do stuff. Even the Gruul enchantment where it gives everybody Riot, I don't know. It seems like it's a little slow. I like Dovin's Acuity. That's cool. I don't like Tin Street Dodger. I also don't like Goblin Gathering. I don't think this is very useful in terms of Goblin, like a Goblin theme. Mythic Wildcard. Totally awesome right there. I love that. Beastmaster. Cool. Knight of the Last Breath. 7 casting Knight. Sacrifice another non-token creature and create a spirit, and he's got afterlife of 3. But for 7, that is pricey. A Blood Crypt. The lands, and this is one of the best. This land has the best artwork, I think, of all of the dual lands. This is just an awesome looking card. Cool. There goes Rakdos. I like that. Rakdos gonna be powerful. That's a good addition. Gates Ablaze. They certainly are. I hate this card because there's that stupid gate deck floating around. Sphinx of New Prov. Why isn't this in more? No, it's just a 4/3 flying. Flying Vigilance is bad at all. Warden Warden. It's an Azorius staple right there. Because if they're not running creatures, you can use the Warden side and still be happy. These cats are going cuckoo over here. I'm not sure what their issue is. They got like a little playhouse and they're going nuts in it. Windstorm Drake. It's got a use, but it's expensive. Wild cards, I love that. Revival. Yes. Return it to the battlefield, and it's up to a 3 cost. Resplendent Angels. Absolutely. Double your life total. Target opponent loses half of their life. Rounded up. I'm seeing a combination there with, I think it's called Chainer's Torment, the saga from Dominaria that creates, you lose half your life and you create a creature of that, like XX, where X is half your life. But if you double your life total with Revenge and then Chainer's Torment kicks in the next turn, you could get like a 20/20 creature or something. But then you still have to have a creature to attack, you know what I mean? Like it's got to get through, but it's still kind of a neat combo. Other than that, this is really dope for the revival side, but that's about it. Cool. All the packs are open. That is my strategy. Now I've got some wild cards built up. Let me see if we can see what's going on here with the current wild card collection. 4 mythics, 9 rares, 9 uncommons, and 14 commons. I've used some of my uncommon wild cards just to kind of complete some deck ideas that I've been working on. But this puts me in a pretty good position to hopefully build the rest of a very competitive deck when they come out. Otherwise, I'm going to continue playing with concepts and see if I can't build around something that works really well. So stay tuned for those videos. Those will be coming up all week. And then next week I'm going to hit up the next weekend's event video, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Do remember to subscribe so you can catch all that stuff, and I will see you next time.